from the president, attacking Mika Brzezinski for her intelligence, her appearance. Many of your fellow Republicans have called on the president to simply cut it out, to reconsider his use of Twitter. Do you agree?
Well, you know, there's still a First Amendment. How he communicates is up to him.
Well, it's amazing. We create this Capun Piso with facts. June 30th, 2017. We have a lunatic, piece of garbage, psychotic, deluded, narcissistic, racist, homophobe, extremely ignorant piece of garbage as President of the United States, elected by the most stupid people on the planet, which are Americans. Due to Christianity, the churches infected their brains with this zombie Jesus crap. And that's what you get. That's the reason Americans are so damn and stupid and gullible. And now we have a lunatic as President of the United States that the stupid imbeciles elected. Now you have it. And nobody sees that he's lunatic. Nobody sees this. This man, POTUS Trump, is a psycho. It's a lunatic. It's an imbecile. He should never be president. He's a racist psychopath. He belongs in a mental institution, not in the Oval Office. And he was elected, so now you see it. And you see all the problems. Nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. I've been saying that ad nauseam, nobody sees it. Amazing.
And they're going to be in history from here on out. So there's going to be a legacy remembered by future generations on these kind of things. And how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will remember Trump as this schizophrenic, temporal lobe epileptic lunatic that was elected President of the United States. And how did this happen? Because the majority of people in the United States of America are Christians. And Christians go to church. And they have a problem with their brain. They have a schizophrenia or zombie God belief. And they are in control of the nation. Because all the Congress is infected with Christian imbeciles. Psychopath, stupid, dumb, ignorant. They don't believe in climate change. They believe in the Bible crap. They have creation in museums. They have Noah's Ark Museum. And this is the problem. Religion is one of the schizophrenias. It's a dangerous brain HIV. God believe. God is an imaginary friend. I for fever. Imaginary friend of for irrational belief acceptance. And this is the problem. Look at this. Nobody was accepted, allowed in the Oval Office except the Russians. Doesn't it tell you something? You see it? Shoe fits, wear it. And nobody seems to realize that Trump is a traitor, is a psycho, is a psychopath, is a racist piece of garbage, immoral piece of shit. And this is the President of the United States of America. This imbecile, and nobody sees it. Nobody sees the man is sick. Nobody questions the insanity of this imbecile.
Well, there's no rabbit in there. So again, I would prefer to focus on those things that are serious, our debt, the things going on in North Korea, and that's really what we need to focus on as the United States.
But as you know, the President Trump, he severely criticized President Obama for not doing enough after he learned last summer that Russia was directly interfering in the U.S. presidential election. That was President Trump who criticized President Obama. So now President Trump has an opportunity when he meets with Putin next week to do what he said President Obama didn't do. You think he should?
There was President Obama knew about this back in August and chose not to bring up anything. And so I want the investigation to find out, to really go to why, if a commander-in-chief knew this was happening and did not respond.
And who is this imbecile? This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the exact problem. These people here, these are Republican pieces of shit. They control the whole Congress, the Senate, the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court. Bunch of imbeciles in the Supreme Court. 9 of them. Well, except the 3 that are Jewish, that are more sane than the other imbeciles. But the whole Congress is this God-obsessed party. They believe in resurrecting something else with blood. The churches don't pay taxes. They infect, they rape the brain of children. And they cannot see Trump as a demented, schizophrenic, psycho, really a danger. And he's out of control. He's the president of the United States of America. It's like a captain of a ship that is a psycho, and the whole crew is psychos, and they're in control of the ship or in control of a plane. Just like 9/11. Who controlled the plane in 9/11? I went to see guys ramming their planes in the towers. Who? Islam psychotics, intellectuals, are the control of a plane, and they ram the planes into the two buildings, into the towers, killing 3,000 people. That's exactly the same when you have an imbecile like Trump being president of the country, and the guy has the nuclear buttons in it. This is an imbecile. He's a self-serving, racist piece of excreta. The man is sick. He should be in a jacket and put him in a hospital. Take him out of the White House and put him in a hospital, along with Pence and the rest of the Christianity-infected Congress and imbeciles. Look at that.
Subsequently confirmed it was Putin himself. That's why I was asking all those questions, whether the president should raise this directly with Putin and sort of this.
Of course. Putin is this because Putin knows that the Americans are stupid people. They're gullible imbeciles. And that's exactly what happened. Putin did everything just like the Trojan horse. He fed all the misinformation to the ignoramuses Americans, and all the stupid people believed him and believed that Hillary was a witch. It was bad, and the emails, and they elected Trump to cause all the wreck. Look at what the wreck that the stupid Trump is causing to this country. It's a wreck. It's destroying the country from within, the cancer from within, thanks to American people that caused that because they voted for this piece of garbage imbecile, because they're so ignorant. Americans are so ignorant. So Putin is just having a great time. They are just celebrating because, hey, you're not going to destroy a country with nuclear weapons. No, you go from within. And Americans are ripe for destruction because they're so stupid and ignorant, run out by churches. That's why they control the brain of America, the stupid churches, you idiots, anti-science pieces of nonsense. And the sane, which are the atheist scientists, do not see it. They don't see the elephant in the room that sits on them. They don't see it. And this is what happens. And this is the cause of all the problems in the United States, having sick people, psychotic infected imbeciles. And now you have it.
Feels like a hunting of journalists that's being advocated by this White House. And I think it's terribly damaging to American confidence in the First Amendment, American confidence in the news media.
They don't see it.
We can hope for, Wolf, I think.
This psycho Trump is a lunatic president we have.
The public will finally get sick and tired of this and really rally to our side. And I do think that's
exactly
going to come.
David, are you right for the Washington Post? I'm sure you've gotten plenty.
I did just at the beginning.
I've gotten a lot of criticism.
I've seen nothing yet.
How should the White House react to this?
Because a psycho.
Clearly, they're not reacting.
He wants to be a Hitler and Mussolini.
I think they could often help themselves by answering the questions that are asked. If they have a story to tell, if they have facts that are on their side, answer our questions. My experience with them has been often that they don't answer at all, or they answer with something that's sort of spin and not a real answer. If they're doing something, and they always say, "Oh, we're doing great things."
They can, because they're psychos. President is a psycho imbecile that likes to tweet all the time. The guy is an imbecile, is a moron, bipolar, OCD, narcissistic piece of garbage. And we all knew about it. All knew, and you stupid Americans voted for him. They knew about it because Putin got into the scene. I put all this misinformation about Hillary, all the witch and all that stuff. And the stupid Americans fell for it. It's like selling the Brooklyn Bridge to people. The Christian imbeciles, Americans, they buy the Brooklyn Bridge over and over, paying more for it each time because they're so ignorant, gullible, and moronic. And now you have the problem. Finally, the mental health of the president is questioning. It want to invoke the 25th Amendment, Section 4. It's about time. They have to start thinking. The guy is insane. He's a psychotic, infected imbecile.
To override a presidential decision to defy a finding by the vice president and a majority of the cabinet or the congressional body that he or she is no longer able to discharge his or her duties.
And you know correctly, there's quite a high bar. There are 2/3 vote in both houses. Congressman Raskin, thanks very much.
And today is the 4th of July 2017.
Long enough to reach all of Alaska, but not the rest of the U.S.
You have to remember that missile technology has been around for a long time, so there are no particular secrets.
The new launch comes as North Korea also continues to pursue the development of a nuclear warhead.
You see, this is North Korea. And it's led by a man that has a problem with the brain, just like Trump does. See? He believes in imaginary friends, Kim Jong-un. And this is the problem when a leader is sick, is mentally sick. And this is Kim Jong-un is no different than Donald Trump, which is a psycho, is psychotic, ambivalent, bipolar, narcissistic, a piece of a neural excreta. The man is sick, and this is what we have for president. You see, so, and hopefully with the 25th Amendment of the Constitution that also mentioned that a leader should be mentally healthy, it should be, sane and all that. And then we should, the Congress of the United States, a neurologist should mention the 25th Amendment, said, hey, we're having a little crazy lunatic guiding the country. God doesn't know he's coming or going. It's a bipolar, schizophrenic, mentally dysfunctional, psychotic, infected, a neurotic, ignorant imbecile. Because see, friends, the brain is the creator of thinking. People don't realize that. This here. And shoe fits, wear it. If your man is crazy and acts like if it flies like a dog, quacks like a dog, swims like a dog, is definitely not a platypus. Saying a platypus is not going to make him one. So saying that Trump is okay and he's sane and all that stuff is not going to make it so. The man is sick and demented, and we're all in trouble. He should be removed from office as soon as possible. Well, we know that Trump is bipolar, narcissistic, extremely ignorant, self-righteous, and is very petulant. And you know that he's a liar. We all know that. He suffered conspiracy theory psychosis. But ask yourself, why is he so friendly with the Russians? Why he fires Comey and he acts like he never says anything bad about Putin and the Russians? Why? And I suspect this because they have something on him. Remember, Putin is very, very smart. He used to work for the KGB, intelligence. Man is brilliant. They already screwed up America by destroying America from within. That's the way you take over countries. You destroy countries if you're your enemy. Not with nuclear weapons. No, that's a thing of the past. Or a war. No, you go by eroding the trust in the American government by causing confusion, by feeding false information. That's the way you destroy a country. And I believe they had something on Trump. Because, he's a billionaire, he's a self-righteous, narcissistic, you think his shit doesn't stink. And he loves women, pageants and all that. And obviously he has a small penis. This is very obvious, the way he acts. And then, you cannot believe anything you see on the internet, but this is interesting. Russian hooker had sex with... See, this is what I suspected for years and years now. He'd been to Russia. She said she was hired. See? I mean, the man uses prostitutes, he does all the kicky stuff because he has so much money. He has a tremendous complex of inferiority. That's the reason he surrounds himself with gold and big buildings and his name is everything. This is a sign of inferiority complex. They feel himself inferior. And I believe the reason is because he's a small penis. He has a small penis. And you can see tired by Donald Trump, along with two of her friends, Small side of his penis, you know, and see, we know that he hires prostitutes. We know that he has pageants. We know that he goes to Russia. We know that Putin is member of the KGB. He was member of the KGB, a very intelligent guy that like to, and we know that the Russians love to spy on people and video things and all that. We know that. So you have to connect the dots. Put them two and two together. You mean that the Russians didn't put cameras on Trump many, many years back when he was very famous and he just goes over to getting into the suites and all that in the Russian hotel? Don't you think they actually, the Russians bugged his place? They didn't know he was going to become president of the country, but they, you know, if you gather information on these people like J. Edgar Hoover, remember the FBI, he gathered information on all the American presidents and all the Congress and all the senators, and he kept them under his thumb. Very smart guy, Edgar Hoover. And the same thing with Putin and the Russians. They gather all the information on Trump, and all of a sudden, voila! The guy is running for president, and Putin, they're selling all this information because the Americans are stupid and ignorant that they believe anything that they say, oh, Hillary is a witch and the emails and he's so bad and you know all that. So WikiLeaks is great, and look at this. See, they were talking about this. They were already talking about this before last year. Find this 35 pages. See, remember this? See? They used to blackmail him. See that? So you cannot trust anything that you read in the internet. You have to make the connection. You have to use deductive thinking. You have to use your brain and say, wait a minute, that fits. Like I say, if it fights like a dog, swims like a dog, quacks like a dog, saying it is a platypus is the one to make it one. So this is, you connect the dots, and I believe that the Russians have a lot of stuff on Trump, and the guy is sick. He's mentally sick. Trump is a mentally ill guy. He's a psychopath, self-righteous, racist. I mean, it's terrible. And this is the guy we have for president, a total ignoramus, because he's a businessman. You want a dentist building your house, or flying you somewhere, or piloting a ship? The guy that's schizophrenic, or you want a construction worker, you know, flying your plane? No. This is the problem. You know, you need somebody that is educated, intelligent. Look at Obama. You know, summa cum laude. Summa cum. You know how it is to actually have a degree like that, and a scholar in the Constitution of the United States. That's the reason he was a tremendous president. I mean, the guy is very, very smart. But he was black, and you know, America is a racist nation, and all the Congress, Christianity infected him themselves, all racist pieces of garbage, extremely stupid and ignorant, and that's the problem in the United States of America, and it's all due to churches. They infect the brain of children with their theotarded and mythological crap of God and some big gods are resurrected and saved with blood. That is the problem. But see, this is connect the dots. I will present facts. 2 + 2 = 4. No any number anybody tells you it is. 4. Yeah, you always must take in mind is the fact that we are evolved mutated primates that create a thinking with the brain. That's number one. You have to always take that in mind when you're thinking of anything and you're discussing any subject. Always keep in mind the brain is the creator of thought. And a sick brain creates sick thinking. It creates basically apophiba. This is some of the words I created. Because brain is creating thought, it's a greeting. You have apophiba, imaginary, friends, avoid, irrational, belief, acceptance. At the core of all religions is schizophrenia. We are all born lie-wall, living in a world of lies. All religions are e-wall, lie-wall, living in a world of lies. The moment you're born, you have to navigate in between fact and fiction, into what's true and what's not. Lies, like Trump, you know, the Congress, they always spew all these lies, and the news media and everybody don't question them on anything. They don't use the word lie. You lie. You're a disgusting moron that belongs to a mental institution. You have a problem with your brain. Well, nobody tell that to Trump to his face. You have a problem, Mr. President. Your brain is sick. You're demented. You're no different. You reason like a person with a schizophrenia or temporal lobe epilepsy. Well, the news media should, with all due respect, my ass, no due respect. You tell it like it is. With all due respect, 2 + 2 = 4 is not 9 as you keep insisting it is. No, you don't say with all due respect. You say your brain is screwed up. You have a problem with your brain, my friend. Better get it fixed, because what you're saying are irrational statements and concepts. So therefore, your brain is sick. It's like when somebody stinks because he has a problem, hasn't taken a bath in a week. You tell the person, you don't say with all due respect. You say, hey, you stink. You stink. Did you take a bath? See, we have to always tell the facts. 2 + 2 = 4. We have to tell it like it is, to everybody's face. Screw all that, with all due respect nonsense. No, brain is creative thinking. You're a primate. We're all evolved mutated primates. You're freak primates. Tell it like it is. I always do. And the truth always hurts. We should say, with all due reality and facts, you are spewing neural crap. Get your brain fixed. Then we'll talk reality. With all due reality and facts, you're spewing crap. That's what you talk to people that are telling you that 2 + 2 = 9 or 2 + 2 = 7, or then they don't see reality. Hey, tell it like it is. The more one knows, the more difficult it is for others to lie. Remember that. The brain is the creator of thought. And we're all born lacking belief on anything. Our brains were created by a spit of semen, DNA, from a penis, from a cock. See? So, this is Capun Piso. Cock bless you all. Pace de oro.